What is going on? You are tuned into Across the Waves on WBSU Bulldog Nation Radio. It's your boy Aiden B.
I'm Dream Brayshow.
It's your boy John Q, and you already know I got an opinion. Let's go.
We are definitely glad to be back on another Thursday. So like I said last week, we are celebrating local Black-owned businesses every week the month of February. And today we have an absolutely outstanding media business. This person is also an alum of the Bowie State University. He left his mark on campus when he was here, and he is still leaving his mark today with his professional media company. If you haven't seen his work, you absolutely need to check him out. In Hindsight Media is a newly Black-owned media company specializing in media, photography, and more. They pride themselves in timeless classic and professional photography and more. Help us recognize Mr. Gerard Hines. Now, mind you, while we do these, we recognize these Black-owned businesses. We want to do it to recognize them, but we also want to do it to promote them. So make sure you go over to Instagram and type in Hindsight Media, INHINESSIGHTMEDIA, in Hindsight Media. So let's clap it up for Mr. Gerard Hines. Woo! And let's get right into the show. So, you know, the past 2 days we haven't had in-person classes. We had virtual classes because we had snow days and whatnot, anticipated weather. First of all, the first day, I don't really know why they canceled classes because it didn't snow until like
They thought it was going to start earlier because that's what the weather said. But
I thought the weather said it was supposed to start at 2.
Oh, no, I saw it was supposed to start earlier. But I think everyone's weather app is different.
Yeah.
Or it just changes up.
So it started to snow at around 2. It started to pick up the inches and whatnot later. And
so we just
at
had a free
around,
day, basically.
Literally. And at around like 8 or 9, me and John and Miles and David and all those people, we went outside and they was, well, first of all, I heard a lot of commotion going on outside my window. My window is, I'm not going to expose
don't expose your room. Don't be
But I heard a lot of commotion going on. So I was like, what in the world is going on? I thought that they was fighting. Right. I was like, call 4040, call the police. It's getting dangerous out here, right? So then I looked out the window because I'm nosy. I looked out the window and I saw that they was having a snowball fight. I was like, well, would you look at that? All these children, all these people are out here having a huge snowball fight. So for a minute, I was like, I'm going to just let them have their fun. And I said, I want to go outside. So then Miles came, because me and Miles and John were roommates. So Miles, do you want to film content?
Oh, my God.
So I said, sure. So then we went outside. It was a great time. But what I really liked about the snow day was the fact that, in spite of all of the negativity that's going on in the world, you got planes falling out the air, you got politics that we're not going to talk about, you got stress of school, college. People don't realize, people who aren't in college don't understand how much college is. Like, it's not for the weak. So I liked how everybody was able to, put their lives to the side and whatnot and just be able to go outside, be children, and have fun in the snow. Right. And then, John was instigating stuff.
I sure was.
He was yelling out in the middle of the promenade, hey, who wants to have a snowball fight? So Miles was putting away his mics because he mic'd us up. We was getting content. Miles was putting away his mics. And because of Mr. Quander here, Miles' mics got wet. They broke. He can't use the mics anymore because people pelted snowballs at us, all because of John.
Yeah.
So, listen. Huh?
Did
they actually break?
Yes.
Yeah, you owe me $200.
I don't owe you no $200. But honestly, I just wanted to have some fun. We went outside and we were trying to, have a good time. Throw some snowballs and whatnot. But nobody was trying to play with us. Nobody was trying to have fun with us. They was just throwing snowballs at the girls the whole time. Well, yeah. Pause. Heavy, no Diddy. But
Whoa.
That was
I had to throw that in there.
I had to throw that in there. Not sponsored.
I had to throw that in there. But later on, we actually ended up having a semi-snowball fight, and that's when the mics kind of got messed up. And I'm sorry about that.
And Miles was hot mad too. He said, "Come on, bruh. Come on, bruh." And he said, what did you call a bunch of scoundrels? Scoundrels? How old are you?
Scoundrels?
You're 20.
Miles, what does that even mean?
Scoundrels, like hoodlums.
Scoundrels.
Ghetto fights.
All right.
Scoundrels is like hoodlums or ghetto fights. Dream, did you go outside?
I did. I went outside with my roommates and some people in the honors program. We went sledding on top of top to a bin, actually. Wow. It was my first time sledding in a long time, and it was really fun. And we walked the football field and everything, so I enjoyed my outside time.
Yeah,
it was like 11, 12 at
night. The honor students don't like the lower class.
I don't know where y'all get this from.
To hang out with them.
True and not
they're
accurate.
Smart and whatnot. They don't like people of our stature.
Don't you come to my room all the time with people up? So
it just be you and your roommates. You and your roommates.
But you've been in a room with many. You know Nina. You know, I'm not even going to name anybody else. Yeah. But you know them. So,
John, you know the Super Bowl was last Sunday. Talk to us about that. What happened?
Man, you already know. Eagles caught that dub. I already told y'all this was about to happen, man. Sorry.
Actually, Dream doesn't know what happened.
But I already told y'all.
I was on the Eagles because my roommates like the Eagles. Okay, go ahead.
I already told y'all this was about to happen. Eagles caught the W 40-22, but 16 of those points were they were last minute, but just blowout points. They don't even count. Jalen Hurts won the Super Bowl MVP, and the Chiefs had their worst game of the season. But for people that don't know anything about football and just pay attention to Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce, there was some controversy regarding Travis Kelce's ex-girlfriend, who was black, and she was at the game, and she was celebrating for the Eagles. Like, she was cheering for the Eagles, and then after the game, she was blowing the Eagles confetti in the air. So a lot of people were saying that, she was trying to, in spite of the relationship that she had with Travis Kelce, she was, jealous that, he's with Travis and whatnot, or with Taylor Swift and whatnot. So that was like a big deal at the game.
Maybe she just likes the Eagles.
Nah, I honestly think she would probably.
You think she was being petty?
She's being petty.
Oh, that's tough.
Blowing the confetti in the air.
I heard the only reason the Eagles won was because one of y'all's fans was doing voodoo on Patrick Mahomes.
What?
There was a video.
Can you explain?
She had this little doll. She had this doll, and she was like poking it with like a pen. Not like an ink pen, but like a pen. She was poking it, and that's the only reason he had a bad game. He looked off. That's the only reason.
Don't start that. Don't start that.
John and Miles got into a big argument. They were throwing blows. They were fighting.
Honestly,
punches were thrown.
I was not trying to do anything, start anything. But Miles over here sending a video of the lighter next to my Eagles flag, like he was about to burn my whole room down. Like what did I do to deserve this?
Yeah, I was scared. I stayed in my room and I was shaking because I just didn't know what was going on. Like, they were yelling and stuff was hitting the floor. Boom, boom. I was like, oh my gosh. They're really tumbling out there.
It's okay. Some people just get a little mad sometimes, when their team don't win. But it's okay. Maybe next year, Commanders.
I try not to talk too much because I don't know too much about the subject. But
right.
I know who I'm rooting for.
But y'all probably thought the game was boring.
I mean, I was rooting for the Eagles. I didn't want the Chiefs to win again. Mm-hmm. I really didn't want the Chiefs to win again. I like the Eagles. It's
just the fans that be
the
getting
fans.
to me, like
it's the fans. They're so arrogant. Gilly's sitting around. He done bought 6 different of those huge hats. What are you doing? Why are you wasting your money on that? You could be spending money on anything else. But he doing the same dance.
He's a super fan.
Find a different dance. We get it. I like Gilly though. Shout out to Gilly.
Can't understand how that's so long.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. That's my song, though. Blow the whistle.
But Dream, what did you think about the halftime performance? There was a lot of people that enjoyed it, and then there was a lot of people that did not enjoy it. What was your thoughts?
I personally enjoyed it. I think it had a lot of messages within it, and I think people missed that point. But when you really look at it and really think about it, it was very meaningful. And I feel like, he did all that for a reason, considering certain people that was present at the Super Bowl. But I liked it. I really enjoyed it.
I feel like if you missed the fact that there was messages in that Super Bowl, you were just blatantly not trying to see.
I think people wanted more of a performance, which it still was a performance, but again, deeper meaning behind it. And I feel like that's important.
I feel like when you have a platform like that, you should want to convey a message. You shouldn't just want to be rolling around on roller skates and starting out your Super Bowl halftime performance with masquerade and people with masks, and then 1 minute you in a jetpack and you flying off, then the next minute Alicia Keys has a heart-shaped piano and she hits the wrong note and whatnot. Like, there should be a message. If you look back at Usher's halftime performance, what was the message?
There was no message. I mean, that was just purely a performance.
But I mind you, I loved Rihanna's performance. But what was the message? There was no message.
The only thing I wish that he would have incorporated is maybe like some of his like older songs, because I feel like majority of the halftime performance was like more of the commercial stuff that they've been pushing and like all the stuff that was on his most recent album. He only played Humble No, did he play Humble? He played Humble, right?
Yeah.
He played Humble and then All the Stars.
Yeah.
Those are the only like songs off
He
of the
did
newest
DNA.
album.
Message.
He did DNA.
Oh, DNA, no. Yeah, well, I don't think he did Humble. It was
He
DNA.
was conveying a message. That's why I didn't play his older songs.
I just want to say time goes by fast because I really thought Rihanna was last year. I don't even remember Usher performing, honestly.
I don't remember.
But I
I'm
need
not
to go
gonna
back
lie.
and watch that.
Usher,
Time go by
I'm gonna
fast.
watch it. I'm gonna watch it again just to make sure I wasn't tripping. But I did not
Yeah.
like that Usher performance.
Yeah, I can't really remember that.
You said I shouldn't go back and watch it.
Oh,
Miles said I
no.
shouldn't go back and watch
There's
it.
nothing
No,
exciting.
I'm gonna go back and watch it. I'm gonna go back and watch the last 3. I'm gonna watch Rihanna. I'm gonna watch Usher, and I'm gonna watch Kendrick.
I actually
But
watched
y'all
a few
remember?
of them.
I don't know if y'all remember this, but I think it was the show Aaron Spears was on. Rest in peace to him. But Aaron, was that the show that I predicted that Usher was going to be the halftime?
Mhm.
Yeah, it was.
Rest in peace, Aaron.
Rest in
Man, he
peace.
called him. Well,
Oh yeah,
he did.
he
call
didn't.
him.
Did he call him?
He
he
called him.
texted
but
him.
He
didn't
called him,
answer.
but so Aaron Spears called. Oh yeah, he called him afterwards.
Yeah.
He called Aaron Spears texted. No, yeah, Aaron Spears texted Usher and said, "Hey, I'm on this radio show with these kids. They talking about you." And then he
What?
called him when we left, and then he texted me later on and said that Usher had called him back, and they talked about it. And I was like, "Oh, that's dope. That's dope." And he sent him our Instagram.
Mm.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
I'm just hearing this.
We'll get a follow from Usher.
one day,
One
day.
one day. But you know, Super Bowl great, Snow Day great.
It's been a
Like
chill
this.
first 2 weeks.
How about that,
honestly.
Captain America?
People saying that joint was trash.
It hasn't come out yet. What are you talking about?
No, there's
Yeah.
like people on TikTok that like
Premiere.
review movies and they get to see the movies
They
early.
always say that.
Well, I mean,
They say that about every big movie that's coming out. Oh, this is terrible. This is terrible. This is terrible. Black Panther was terrible. The second Black Panther was terrible. Ah, hush.
well, yeah, but
But oh yeah, how about that Captain America? The Captain America releases on Valentine's Day. It releases tomorrow. All right, dude.
are you gonna see it
I'm gonna go see it by myself.
tomorrow?
No,
Oh, when?
I don't know.
I'm definitely gonna see
Depends
it.
on Bowie State.
I'm definitely gonna see it because it's a Marvel movie, so you gotta see it. But based on the reviews I've been seeing so far, they're saying like the action scenes aren't really that crazy. Like they said, like besides the Red Hulk, like that part of the movie, whatever, this is not really anything crazy. But
Dream. Oh,
I'm still
God.
gonna see it.
Dream, are you into Marvel?
Yes and no. I can get bored. I fell asleep one time watching
Oh
a
my-
Marvel movie on a middle school field trip.
Oh,
But
okay.
other than I like it though.
Okay.
But yeah, I
You
can't
like-
really speak too much on it. But
you
I
like
would
the
definitely
action.
watch it. Yeah, I'm not fully an action person.
Why don't you have like a group outing and see who
don't
wants to
wanna do
see it?
And
And
honestly,
you know,
I don't
we,
wanna
we
do
should all go. We can all. Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. Like you know,
Yeah. No.
you
Okay.
just want to see it by yourself.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna do it anyway.
Okay.
So watch.
All right.
And I'll probably be right there.
exactly.
But
Exactly.
I don't know if you can reveal yet, but you know, last week you said you couldn't reveal your plans for Valentine's Day because you know
Right.
your girlfriend listens to the show and whatnot.
Right.
And she
It's
doesn't
still
know.
not Valentine's.
Yeah, it's still not Valentine's Day, so
Oh, she's not gonna know until.
done until tomorrow.
Oh wow, okay. I mean, no, he could have told her later. He could have told her closer to the date. Like he could have told her closer to the date and say, you know, will you be my Valentine? Whatever. I don't know. Does
He
she,
already
do
did
you
that.
still have to do? Well, I'm sorry that I don't follow John around and ask him. Oh, did you ask her yet? Did you ask her?
Well,
yet?
I was with
Did you ask
Miles
her
when
yet?
I
Oh, yeah, that
was
was
doing
true.
whatever. So
Yeah. Sir, you wanted to be on the media crew. So
I can still put my 2 cents in.
He can still put his 2 cents in.
But
well, yeah.
are you still expected to ask her to be your Valentine?
What do you mean? Like,
Are you-
have I asked?
No. Are you like? Do you think she expects you to ask?
Oh yeah,
Oh.
for sure. But also speaking of Valentine's Day, what's been going on with all these people coming up to interview?
Oh
Every
my
5
God! I'm
seconds.
glad you said something. The other day,
Like,
controversial Thursday.
Oh my
Controversial
gosh.
Thursday. Controversial Thursday with Bowie Buzz.
Shout out Boy Buzz.
yeah,
Shout out,
shout out, Bowie Buzz.
Shout out Bowie
We
Buzz.
are members.
We're
of
not
Oh,
good enough.
all three.
Yeah,
I'm
what
not.
are you doing?
I don't want to be a member of Bowie Buzz,
I'm not.
especially not after I saw controversial.
You don't wanna
Thursday.
be-
Okay,
his
still
resume.
shout out to Louis.
No, shout out to Bowie Buzz. But I didn't understand. I'm not bashing them.
Yeah.
But I didn't understand controversial Thursday. Like, what?
I mean, they're
I
just
didn't-
trying to get content, you know, trying to find some.
But what
some
was
spicy stuff to
controversial
talk
about the questions?
Well,
except for the last one, which was like,
some people.
who was the finest girl that you've seen on campus?
What?
What?
Wait, why are we asking that?
Thank you.
Actually,
Like and then we were blindsided. We didn't know what the questions was. I think the first 2 or 3 questions. No, the first 2 questions were fine. What's your ideal Valentine's date?
Right.
And then the second one, do you have a Valentine? What if I just got cheated on by my girl?
Well, somebody in that video got cheated on.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh my no.
Are you serious?
So we didn't have enough controversial takes when they interviewed us to be in the video.
I had controversial takes, but I
bland,
just didn't feel that was the appropriate time
I guess we
or
just
place
had-
to bring it up.
we had bland and boring answers, I guess.
I thought it was pretty funny.
We didn't make. I thought it was pretty funny too. They said, "Oh, I don't know. Can I say it? What you said?" They said, "Do you?" They asked Miles if you have a Valentine. He said, "I don't know yet. IDK."
IDK.
I've never in life heard anybody say IDK.
you really said that, Mom.
He said, "I don't know yet. IDK."
That's
He said,
about right.
But I'm not gonna lie. I kind of understand her frustration with Miles because that was his answer for everything. What's your ideal date? He gave a valid answer. Who's the finest girl you've seen on campus?
I don't know.
I don't know. IDK.
I'm gonna start saying that now.
Like what?
Yeah. I mean, they could have chopped it up. Well, probably not. Maybe. I don't know.
No, they
And then
But-
today,
But the way she said it though, she just said video. She just said cut the camera, video over. Bye.
not for real. And then today we walk. Today,
I think it's John. I think John
Bro.
John is he's famous on campus, so
not.
people see him.
John,
he's
you're
the
famous
program.
on campus.
No, I'm not.
John is y'all might don't try to
Me and Aiden.
John, no, what people don't realize is that John is he's the program director of WBSU Bulldog Nation Radio. This is my boss.
Anyway,
I work for
My
John.
bad.
Okay.
me and Aiden are walking up to the side door, and then we just get, I wouldn't say bombarded. A very respectful young lady came up to us from Experience Bowie State, asking us to do another like video, whatever, interview or whatever. So we were like, oh, like what's the question, whatever. She's like, don't worry about it. We're just gonna do it real quick. If you don't like it,
She did
we'll
not
delete
say
it.
don't worry about it.
No, she did. She said if you don't like it, like we just delete it and do it
Oh.
again. You know?
My bad.
Yeah.
She was very nice.
Yeah, she was nice.
She was
She was
very
nice
nice.
about
She
it.
was very respectful.
So the
John.
question was, do you believe in Valentine's Day?
First of all, before we even get to that, I couldn't
That's a weird
understand what
question.
she was saying at first. She said,
Oh yeah,
the
Aiden was
question.
tripping.
I said, John said, what's the question? She said,
She said it relates to
I thought
Valentine's Day.
she said it relates to Valentine's Day. I thought she said is relate. What did she? What did I think she say?
I don't know.
Is Valentine's?
Bro, he was tripping,
She
bro.
said is
Is Valentine's Day related? You were like, you thought she said is Valentine's Day related or something like that.
I don't know what I thought she said. I forgot exactly. No, but it sounded like she said that.
Right.
What was the question?
Do you believe in Valentine's Day?
No, she said it's related to.
She said it's Valentine's Day related.
She said it's Valentine's Day related. I thought she said is Valentine's Day related.
That's
So
what it
I was
sound
like,
like, say it.
what? Thank
Yeah.
you. So I was like, huh? And I was like, wait, I'm sorry. Can you ask it one more time? Is Valentine's Day related? And I was like,
So mind you, we're just standing by the side door, like going through all this.
yeah.
like,
so
of
I was.
CMRC.
So then
We're
she was
just-
about to start the
That's
video.
so
She was about to start the video, and then as soon as she started the joint, I said, wait. And she was like, I was like, ask the question one more time because I want to understand the question before you ask it so that you can kind of get my answer prepared. Even though I can answer questions pretty
Right.
quickly, I don't really need preparation. But she said, "Is Valentine's Day related?" I was like, "What?" And then I said, "Oh, it's Valentine's Day related. The question is related to Valentine's Day." And it's just like, oh, she was like, yeah. I was like, I was not
I wouldn't
getting,
have got that either.
I wasn't
honestly.
getting that. I went to
That's-
Benjamin Tasker Middle School, so I mean,
So did I.
Lewis, don't get me.
Yeah.
well, you got a point. But okay, go ahead.
No, but that was just like funny. The fact that we've had 2 like Valentine's Day related interviews happen to us.
And
Like,
have these videos
randomly.
been posted yet? I've been looking for
One of them,
The experience.
They posted it.
I haven't looked at it. I can't.
Oh, I gotta watch that.
No,
It's on
I'm
the
not
story?
gonna lie. Like 5 people have sent that joint to me.
It's bad.
Bro, it's not bad, but it's
Just
just
like
you know
cringe.
how
This is cringe.
you know how our friends are. So I
Well,
think
Miles already sent it to me. Jose
Miles
already
sent,
sent it to me.
Miles sent it to me first, and Miles put
Oh,
the
gee,
skulls.
yeah.
Jose sent it to me.
Oh,
Oh,
gee.
jeez. I can literally.
No,
get-
this.
Oh, jeez. I was like, oh.
Valentine's
Lord.
Day is all about love.
I haven't looked at it
Cause
either.
John tried to act all cool. Yeah.
This
I mean, what you
fool-
want me-
no, this
No, I'm not
fool
gonna lie.
John
I'm not
said
gonna lie.
Valentine's Day is about. What did he say?
I say you gotta
Spending love.
Spending love.
He said Spending love and time. Spending love? What are you talking about?
Bro, that's why I needed to know the question before. That's why I was like, what's the question? She was like, oh, don't worry about it. It's just Valentine's Day related. So I was like, okay.
No,
whatever.
I need to know.
Like, I need to know the
any
question.
and all
Yeah,
situations
because
for the
he
most
surely
part.
said.
But the only reason I was chatting is because you gave a 1-2 word answer.
Yeah,
And
I
I was
mean, how
like,
much,
I
what
kinda-
am I supposed to do? Give a speech?
Bro,
Basically.
this is the
Aren't
experience
you a
booty state.
communications major?
Yeah, and
That's all
I
you
answered
do
the
is
question.
speak.
It was an elevator answer.
This is the experience booty state. You got to put your game face on.
No, I did. Like, I answered the question. I don't have a girl. You have a girl, so you could have went all into it. It's about this, that, that.
I mean, I wouldn't say I went all into it, but I'm pretty sure I gave a detailed answer.
I feel like I gave
Spending
a detailed
love.
answer too.
You don't like spending love?
No, I don't like spending love. I don't like spending love, money, time. None of that. But we're gonna take a quick break, and we have a very, very, very special guest awaiting to be interviewed.
Uh-oh.
I wonder if y'all know who the guest is. I heard
Dun,
that he
dun,
said.
dun, dun.
I heard that he said his show, his interview is gonna break the internet. What is going on? You're tuned to Across the Waves on WBSU Bulldog Nation Radio. I'm Aiden B.
I'm Dream Show.
And John Q.
And today we've got a very special guest in the studio. He's the heartbeat of the band, the leader of the rhythm section, and the driving force behind some of the most electrifying performances on the field. He's none other than my friend, the drumline captain, from setting the tempo to keeping his team in sync. Jose brings passion, precision, and power to every beat. We'll be talking about his journey in music, what it takes to lead a drumline, and maybe even get a little inside scoop on what goes down in the drumline. Everybody, please help me welcome my Dominican brother, Jose! Woo!
And cue the sound effect when they're like, yay!
Yay!
You don't have your computer on for the sound effects?
Hey.
Sorry.
Jump, yeah.
I'm on it. bro.
I didn't think about it.
Wait,
John
what was
got it.
that, John? Wait, play it again.
Bro.
What?
Jose, welcome to
There you go. Thank you.
Jose, welcome to Across the Waves. This is your first time.
Yeah, I've never been on this joint.
Yeah, it's an honor to have you. Jose is constantly on tour with what's the guy's name?
Bad Bunny?
No, not Bad Bunny. That's
Yeah.
racist.
I'm sorry.
What's the guy that you Tito? He's constantly on stage with Tito Puente
Junior.
Junior. He be on tour with Bad Bunny. Like, it was very hard. It was very hard to get Jose in the station today, but we thank you for squeezing us in your busy schedule and
Anytime.
just making time for Across the Waves. Thank you.
What a guy.
Make sure you send me that check.
What a guy.
We'll talk about that off the air. But Jose, let's get right into this interview. What was the first instrument that you learned to play?
The first instrument was the desk table in elementary school.
Oh,
Nah, for real.
No, people. The teacher used to during parent teacher conference day. The teacher would always tell my mom. Well, they would always tell my mom two things. Jose talks too much. He needs to stop talking. And then Jose's always drumming on the table. Jose needs to stop that. But technically, I guess the first instrument I actually learned was the clarinet.
the clarinet.
Yeah, like
I was not
the first
I was not
instrument.
expecting that either.
The first instrument I took like lessons for was the clarinet.
So were you
Dang,
any
was
good,
fun.
or were you just tweet?
My mom just put me in the class, just
Wait, you
help me
use-
start banging on the table.
You use the pencils to drum on the table?
Yeah,
Same.
all that nonsense.
It's like that
I
when you
never
realize
had
your
the
talent.
talent of.
Bro.
I guess.
Why was he doing all that?
And I
Like
also, I also
sugar-free.
grew up in the church, watching the musicians. So yeah, well, Hispanic church still, but church is church.
Yeah, church is church.
So obviously we know you play multiple instruments. You're multi-talented. But when did you realize you were talented at playing instruments? Like, what age? What time? What
I'm not-
moment?
What were you doing?
What were you doing? Were you
Well,
watching
maybe it's me being humble, or whatever. But sometimes I don't really think I'm that talented.
Oh Lord, here we go.
No, but I'm being for
something?
real.
No,
Thank you, Dream. Even Dream said, "Here we
Here
go."
we go.
Come on.
Cause I'm not gonna lie,
That's the
I be looking at
humble
other people. I be like, dang. People younger than me, I be like, dang.
I mean,
that's right.
you can. I mean, but I feel like you can acknowledge that there are people that are better than you, and that there's always room to improve and to grow. There's always something to learn. Learning is infinite, right? But you can also know when you're talented. Like, I feel like with the radio stuff, I know that I'm talented. Like I know that there are people who can't do what I'm doing, but I also completely recognize that I'm not the best. I definitely feel like with the radio stuff, with the radio stuff,
happens.
John is better than me, right?
Happens.
So there's always room for improvement. That's not me not being humble when I know that I'm talented.
So I guess I would say like 9th or 10th grade when I started taking band seriously. Because when I was going to high school, my teachers, it was either baseball or band. You got to choose one, Jose. So I chose band.
Okay, so Jose, taking it back to high school, we know you're a pretty social person now, but have you always been like that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I was like, I'm not gonna lie.
You've always been that dude.
In high school during lunch, I'm from DC, so I went to school in DC. In DC, they got those little TSA joints, the metal detectors and everything. So during lunch, I used to just sit behind the joint.
What was that?
No, I used to nobody would be walking past. I'd just be sitting back, and people just be walking past. I'd just be talking to random people. The bathroom breaks. I used to just walk into other people's classes and stuff like that. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
Everybody was bold.
Everybody in the school knew me because of my dad. My dad also worked in the school.
What was his position?
He was a custodian,
Okay.
and he was like, my bad for cutting you off.
No,
He was
you're
like,
good.
this is my son right here. If you ever see him doing anything bad, let me know.
Oh gosh.
So did you ever get in trouble with him?
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh gosh.
Those
That
are-
didn't scare you at all?
Not really, cause I was just like, but the times I did get in trouble, he's like, Jose, come to me after school.
Oh.
And I will have to help him clean the floors, the bathrooms, the classroom stuff like that for until 6 or 7 o'clock.
That's not
Okay,
bad.
so we're not going to talk about that because I'm pretty sure that's child labor. So
I mean, it's his son.
I mean,
Right,
it's his
I'm about
son.
to
I mean,
Hey,
still.
you gotta do
That's
what
his
you gotta do.
consequence.
I mean, sometimes he paid me, so.
Could've got
Oh, okay,
beat.
so then it wasn't child labor.
Well, when I did it,
Just say-
not
just
when I
say
did
you
get in
did.
trouble,
Just
but
say you
Oh,
did.
okay.
But so Jose, I heard you mention that it was either baseball or band. What was that like playing baseball? Was that something that you were really passionate about?
I mean, I was passionate about baseball when I was I didn't really join the team until 7th grade for real. The stereotype around Dominicans. Oh, you play baseball. My dad wanted to put me in baseball, so in middle school I joined the team in 7th grade, which wasn't really a team because nobody really was joining. But when I got to high school, I was still doing band and baseball. But the schedules was conflicting with each other.
So wait, you played baseball in high school or middle school?
Both.
Oh, see, that's something we have in common. I played baseball in middle school as well.
I played softball when I was 8.
I did not play anything baseball related, so
But
okay.
you're athletic.
Well, but
Didn't you play soccer?
yeah,
See,
but not baseball.
athletic.
Ooh, and I was I think I was the captain for the last 2 years of my high
I was
school.
never the captain. They never put me in the game.
Jose just
I
got
just
me
sat
on
on the
everything.
bench. The one time I got in the game, I striked out.
Dang.
Did you have a
Strike
a
one.
favorite player or somebody that you could say you were not modeled your game after, but the same? You kind of played the same.
For baseball?
Or did you even watch baseball like that?
No, I watched baseball a lot. I didn't really have a specific player. I just try to do everything, honestly.
No, that's
Well, I looked at the catchers the most because that's the position I played in high school.
Right.
Because everybody else was too scared in middle school. So I started in middle school and I just stuck with it.
So I know the topic of discussion isn't baseball, but I do want to know, have you ever gotten hit in the head while playing baseball?
Oh yeah, there was one time we was having practice, and this was in 8th grade. I didn't have my catcher's mask on.
Oh Lord.
The coach we were doing some type of infield drill. The coach hit the baseball. That joint it backspun, if that's the word, whatever. The backspin. It was spinning. And that joint hit me right here, straight in my nose. And then there was one time I was in high school.
That's probably the reason why you are how you are now.
No, but surprisingly, and thank the Lord, I chipped my tooth playing basketball before, but I actually never got injured or broken the bone. But one time in 10th grade, sometime in high school, I don't know, I was playing for this travel team, and I was what was it? I was catching, but I didn't have no equipment on because catchers have the leg guards, the chest
they got
plate.
everything.
I didn't have none of that on because it was the bullpen. He threw I'm not gonna lie, it was just a white boy, and I'm not gonna lie, in DC, bro, if you a white boy, you play baseball,
You like that?
everybody know that you're tough. So he was pitching to me. That joint had he threw 70 or something. and that joint hit the side of my what's this joint called? The calf. That joint went like this. I was like, dang. That joint was bruised for like the next 3 weeks.
Yeah, I couldn't.
Sounds like
train
you had
that.
some great
That's just too
times.
much.
I never got hit in baseball, but I also was never in the game.
Oh, you can't get hit if you're not in the game,
Aiden.
so.
No, I remember there was a time they put me in. They used to put me in outfield because the ball never really came my way. So and then one time the ball came my way. And aren't you supposed to yell like I got it or something? They told me to yell like I got it.
can't even imagine
so
you
the
playing
ball was
sport.
coming my way. I said I got it, and I dropped it.
That happened to some of my teammates in high school. They said, I got it.
Well, no,
And they ran into each other.
I didn't drop it because I didn't catch it. It went past me, but they was telling me back up. It was like Aiden, back up. We was in practice. It was like back up. I got it. I was like, I don't see it. It was like, back up. I was like, I don't see it. The coach got mad. He was like, back up. So then I backed up.
He, in fact, did not got it. He did not have it.
Oh my god, that's too
I didn't
much.
get it.
But we know that college is obviously, a different transition for a lot of people, and everyone has their own experiences when transitioning from high school to college, and they go through different things. But how exactly was your experience? How has your experience been over the past, I would say, like 3.5, 4 years? How has college impacted you?
I'm not gonna lie. So it impacted me even before I really chose Bowie State. I applied to some other schools, blah 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 blah, and then I was like, no, I'm not gonna go to college at all. I'm gonna take a gap year. But people say once you take a gap year, you don't come back.
Cool.
So my baseball coach, he actually got me into Bowie State because Mr. B. He's like, I can get you a scholarship. I was like, I take it.
Mr. B is the band director.
Right.
So it was the day of my my audition. 10 minutes before the audition, Mr. B called me. He's like, hey, Jose, you wait for your audition? I was like, yeah. Mind you, I wasn't even in my house. I was walking back from the store. I was like, dang. I wasn't even about to do the audition. I did the audition, got on the band. A few weeks later, like 2 months later, after like in September, I had a conversation with Mr. B. I was like, yeah, I think I'm a drop out or like I'm gonna leave or transfer. But Mr. B like, just stick it through.
Of course.
And that's what my baseball coach said too. He's like, if they don't like after your freshman year, then leave it. Cause I'm not gonna lie, freshman year I did not want to be in college. But not to give these guys a big hair or anything.
Who?
When I got my sophomore year, when these fools came in, they made my college experience a lot better.
Wow, it's still confused.
We did, y'all.
Who?
We did.
The hour that I said it. Anywho,
That's so
yeah, I
sweet,
hope I answered the question right.
I think you did. So, Jose, you've been captain for 2 years, correct?
3.
3 years? Okay. So,
Yeah, sadly.
what is this? Oh, gosh. Don't say sadly, Jose. So, like, what does it involve and, like, what is it like for you?
What does it involve, Lord?
You gonna
Getting yelled at by Dap and Draw.
Well, I'm not gonna lie. Well, y'all know this because y'all in the drum line. When I got in the drum line, it was literally just like 5 of us. The rebuilding phase.
Bro, it's like,
And I was the only snare player. So I was the only snare player, and plus I was a freshman and I was a rookie. And my section leader, he was on his way out. He was about to graduate. So I felt like, no offense to Anaya or El and them, the people I came in with, I felt like I was held to a higher standard. They put more pressure on me because I was the only freshman that played snare. And so I was in my head, I was like, dang man, I can't be captain. Like in my head, I was like, well, I wonder how it feels to be captain. Like being captain never crossed my mind. And then as as y'all was about to come in that summer, I was like, dang, I think I may have to be captain. So it wasn't like a choice of mine. It was like they just put it on me. Because one, a captain has to be like a snare player or a corn player, at least over here. And which it was only me. Besides that, being captain, ooh Lord, comes with a lot of work.
So not to bring it on me, but I feel like it's really crazy how how you mentioned that you said I can't be captain because low key before me and John became the program directors, I vividly remember I was walking up the steps to FPAC and I was like, dang, I'm gonna be program director one day, and I was like, but I'm probably not gonna be able to do it until my senior year because there's a group of people lined up. We're not gonna get into that story, but there's a group of people lined up, and then I believe it was the next day, if not that same day, we went to OT, and OT was like, I feel like y'all are the best fit to be the program directors. Don't tell nobody till you sign no contract, but I feel like y'all are the best. Y'all are clean cut brothers. And it's just crazy how I told myself that I wouldn't be able to do it until my senior year, and then I ended up doing it the next day after I said I wouldn't be able to do it until my senior year. So it's just crazy how, you tell yourself you can't do something, and then you end up being able to do that thing. That's the Lord. When you doubt God, God then shows you no. Let me show you. Let me stop. So what does what's the biggest challenge in managing not even just a group of drummers, but a group of people in general? Hard. I know, we're in college, we're all grown. We think that, we think that we're grown and we don't have to listen to nobody. So, you have your pushback from people. People don't want to listen. Big heads, hard heads, all that. So, what's your process in managing a group of people?
Well, being the captain of the drum line, within like the past 2 years, the drum line is the biggest section in the band. So it's 20 plus people. Trying to get 20 plus different personalities, people, class schedules, stuff like that, backgrounds, exactly. You just have to figure out a way, not to try to relate, but how you say it?
Like,
connect with them.
Get everybody on one.
Yeah, find a common ground. Get on one page. Sometimes, I'm not gonna lie, it's hard to do that with 25 plus people.
Yeah.
And I bet it don't get easier.
It's kind of like,
nope.
It's not the same, but it's kind of like a team in like a basketball or whatever. Like in that sort of sense, you got to get everybody on one common goal to not win a championship, but to, be the best drumline band, whatever. So it's like,
And obviously, there'll be days where one person be like, oh, I don't want to do this today. Another person, I'm not feeling good, blah, 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 blah. Okay. That's life, buddy. Sorry. Sometimes, there'll be times I don't feel like doing it. And Gerard. Wow, Jose. There was one sidetrack. There was one time I called Gerard. I sent Gerard a picture of me in Georgetown. I'm like, I'm going to take a mental health day. Mind you, I was in D.C. I sent the picture at 3 o'clock. For the people that don't know, I take my BMW everywhere. BMW stands for bus, metro, walking. Not a car, but yeah. So I can travel. I travel from Bowie to DC a lot. It's pretty quick. I sent Gerard that picture at 3 o'clock. I told Gerard the next day, I'm gonna take a mental health day. He was like, didn't you take one yesterday? I was like, no, Gerard. I was at practice. He's like, but when you sent me that picture, I was like, yeah, Gerard. I took the picture at 3 o'clock. Practice not till 5:30. Come on, Gerard.
Gerard in hindsight media. Gerard.
Exactly.
Hey, shout out to him.
What a fool.
Gerard, they meant every word of that. Okay, so focusing on the more positive side of being the drumline captain and just in the drumline in general, what's your favorite memory so far being in the drumline?
Oh gosh. I have a few actually.
Great.
Being a part of the drumline has performances aside from the band. There's some performances There's some performances that the band can't go, so they send the drumline. Like for example, you was there, well, everybody in this room was there, well, except for Prince. When we went to the VP house that one day for the HBCU, house party, stuff like that.
That was a time.
No, I agree with you. That was probably my favorite memory as well.
What other?
Just so random, spontaneous.
It was.
We went. There was this one drumline performance, like no dances, just the drumline. Somewhere down in not Southern Maryland, but it was some college. I don't remember the name.
Oh, I know
what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Those nasty raps.
Oh, why is the first thing you remember?
You don't remember? It was last year, and we went. That's crazy. That's the girl that interviewed us and asked us. It said it's Valentine's Day related. Shout out to her.
Yeah.
But
yeah, it was that.
It was that one college we went. It was raining too.
Yeah.
We got off the bus.
College. What was the college?
And we got Chick-fil-A.
It was like I think it was a college of like
Southern
Maryland, something like that.
And we performed in that room.
Oh, and we stayed in that back room for like a long,
we just played blocks.
We played like blocks and they weren't kids, but they were like teen.
Yeah.
Like,
Other times, I feel like when we when we stand up or battle any other drum line, that's a good time. Also,
well, Jose, we asked for one memory, not
Nah.
all of them.
My bad.
I know we're interviewing Jose, but I also want to chime in with a favorite memory.
It's not about you.
I know.
Go ahead, John.
The V-State game that we just did last season, the season that just passed.
The football?
the football game.
Really?
Not the game necessarily, but just like the whole experience. Cause like low key,
Oh yeah, we've never
it was
been
just
to V-State.
we've never been to V-State.
That was
and I feel like
intense.
that
It was
day
their
it was just
homecoming, too.
it was just a lot of animosity and
That was intense.
and we really thought we was gonna block them, but obviously we knew
We was
deep down
waiting for them.
we weren't gonna block them because
Nah, marching through the crowd, I was like, yeah.
that's all I was saying.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
that was a good experience.
But you want to know the
Yeah,
crazy?
bro.
You want to know the crazy thing? When we was marching through, I heard people like, "I'm not gonna lie,
They cranking.
ooh, we cranking."
Nah,
Nah,
for
they
real.
said-
I was like, "Yes, sir."
Yo, somebody right next to me.
Same.
I hit somebody,
Oh,
and then I hit him hard too. I was like, "Nah." He was like, "You know, if y'all wasn't cranking, if y'all wasn't cranking, we would be throwing hands,
Whatever,
but y'all
bro.
cranking,
At least we
so
got
I
all
ain't
the
even
love
mad
for
at
the
you, big dog."
I'm gonna be honest. No shade to Bowie's homecoming this year, but
All
I'm not
shade.
gonna lie. It just
It wasn't-
It was
It just
terrible.
wasn't it. Even
Marching-
the
the
band
marching-
side of it.
marching-
You
Nah.
know, I thought last year's
Last
tunnel
year
was
was-
better than this
It's
year's
because
tunnel.
half the DMV East Coast HBCU was here last year.
Yeah, that's
Correct.
true.
Like this year
Good
just felt like.
But I felt like
don't
it was
know.
still bigger than our first year.
Oh yeah.
I don't even remember.
I don't remember our first year.
I don't
Our freshman
remember
year.
our.
I
It
don't
wasn't
Y'all
that
first
big
year,
our freshman
y'all first
year.
year I went home after the joint.
Yeah,
Well, I
it
did
was
live on
raining.
campus, so
I
yeah.
remember Miles' grandma bought. Me and Miles was roommates at ELC. She bought us some soup.
Yeah, that was. I don't even.
Was
remember
it
anything
soup
about
or was
that.
it cobbler?
It was called.
She bought us some cobbler, and we went back to the room and tore that cobbler up.
But the last thing to y'all question, I feel like these performances are good, but I feel like to me the best thing or like the best reward is when the drumline has to learn something, and we get it done, and then we have the chance to perform it, and it sounds good, it's clean, and it's stuff like that. Just seeing the drumline accomplish stuff, I feel like that's the biggest goal. That's it.
Right.
Oh,
that's so nice. Let's clap it up. Let's clap it
3,
up.
2, 1. Oh.
All right.
But do you,
Okay, but
Don't
do you want a cookie for doing something that you're supposed to do?
Exactly.
You just
What?
ruined it.
Next question.
So, what makes Bowie's drumline different from other drumlines? And I'll say in the CIAA.
Bowie State, we have our own style. You know, we have. Well, I was about to say we have two young coordinators, but Gerard, sorry, Gerard.
no, you need some wisdom.
No, we have.
He's relatively young.
No, he's relatively.
Yeah.
We what?
Like in the grand scheme of things, like
Well,
No,
wait, is he?
We have two.
Wait, how old is Gerard?
he been here since
No,
Draw like-
when MLK was in his heyday.
Gerard like 40.
he's like 48.
He might
Obviously.
have sound
Gerard is like 40, 41.
He's
Not
a.
bad. No, that's
Gerard
not
is like Gerard like.
Nah,
No,
if
he's
like
41. He's
If he was
41.
like 47,
Was it- is it
48,
41?
I'll be alright.
No, he's 40. He's 40 because his
No,
first
yeah,
year was
yeah,
just
yeah,
last
yeah,
year.
Sorry, Gerard.
Was it? Or was it the year before that?
Gerard, he's somewhere. He between 40, 41, 39.
He's 40. He's
Somewhere
40.
like
He's
that.
40. He's 40.
Because the one he just had.
Yeah, that was 41. The one before was his 40th with Autumn. And we went to help at that party all the way in the depths of the
That
ghetto.
was 40.
I didn't go.
Gerard had us in the depths of the ghetto.
What was the question?
The question
We
was,
turn around.
what makes Bowie's drumline different from other drumlines?
Oh, I feel like Bowie State, we have our own style. You know, Bowie State is located DMV, you know, DMV, DC, go-go.
Right.
You know, Howard plays go-go, but they don't play it right. They don't play it right.
Controversial Thursday. Controversial
Now,
Thursday.
controversial, this was controversial right here.
Take your time.
The Union game, I was talking to the cheerleaders. We was having a conversation.
Oh, God.
She was like, when y'all go play some go-go? I was like, we just play some go-go. She was like,
Didn't we
nah.
have a whole go-go halftime?
Something like that. And I was like, we just play some go-go. She's like, no, y'all did it. I was like, yes, we did. He's like, why y'all not playing it right? We're not playing go-go right. He's like, I was like, what? So what go-go song y'all want to hear? She's like, I want, y'all can't play Sexy Lady.
They just think we're Spotify. And they
And then
just-
you know
But
what?
when people think of go-go, that's all they think of.
You know what I got?
Sexy lady.
It's because
That's just Union.
Union plays Sexy Lady.
And they played
I'm,
wrong.
I'm not gonna lie. And then you know I got her with this. I was like, we play Go Go Swing by Chuck Brown. So you go tell me that Chuck Brown was not Go Go? She was like, and she's like, well, I grew up in DC. Well, congratulations to you.
Lord.
But yeah, own style. We play Go Go. We like to. There be sometimes that I wouldn't say freestyle per se, but like sometimes when we feel the music too much, and then just be like certain moments when we want to add a little bit extra. I'm gonna say this: every time we play the song, we don't play it the same. It's like a live band.
arranged.
Exactly. Some live bands or performances, they don't play the same thing, the exact same thing each time.
Most of them don't play it the same exact way.
Sometimes the drummer may do something different in one show, and you're like, dang. And
So
then
what
the
you're
drummer
sa-
does something else the next show.
So what you're saying is every show is a little bit different and a little bit better. So you got to go to every show, every performance, because it's
you
always
can't
gonna be
expect
something.
you can't expect
that
the
you
same
might
thing.
That makes sense.
Let him
Okay.
cook. Let him
So
cook.
this year's CIAA Battle of the Bands is going to be different from last year's CIAA Battle of the Bands. It's going to
Exactly.
be better. The bar is what?
Raised.
Raised.
And we're
Yeah,
not playing neck. So
Oh.
what Gerard said last
No,
year
we
to
gonna have
We
the
played next last year.
no,
we
Dr.
gon-
Whitehead from
we
B State.
gonna have Ellis and Miguel come down from the ceiling, and then the video gonna play in the background, and then Aiden and Jose gonna like switch drums, and then Aiden gonna play the quince.
Yeah, we gonna
No,
be
I'm
tossing
not.
drums.
No, I'm not.
Gosh.
You will be tossing
Yeah,
drums.
we are going to be tossing drums. But what y'all don't know is we're going to give y'all a little sneak peek. The dancers are going to be on the drum line.
Oh.
And some of the drum line are going to be the dancers.
I ain't gonna be no
Oh, I'm
dancer.
actually so excited. I thought it was
AKA
going to go to the
Asha and Nicole.
Yes.
Well, good for them.
And Miles is gonna be on cymbals.
Positivity.
It's like,
No,
I just
Miles
said
is-
good for them.
No, Miles is playing tuba.
oh.
Oh,
Next subject, next subject, next subject.
Okay, Jose, I don't really know much about this, but how do you come up with new cadences or blocks?
First of all, what are blocks?
What's the
For
difference
the people
between
who don't know
the-
what a block is and a cadence.
well, block.
That's better.
So, a block. Let me say this: a block can be a cadence, but a cadence can be a block. And I think it differentiate whatever.
differentiates?
Yeah,
Yep.
because I think only in the north or like in the north, some like down south they don't call it blocks.
What they just say cadences.
Yeah.
Right.
So cadences is like stuff that you like that we play for the band to march to, stuff like that. Cadence,
Military.
yeah, stuff like that.
So in other words, you can't march to blocks.
You can.
Can, but
Oh, let me say this: you can block. You can what? What'd you say?
you can march to a
You can march to a block, but you can't block a cadence.
fact.
I mean, you can, but I
it's just
wouldn't.
kind of pointless. So basically, you're saying like a block is like
What? But I've never seen a day in my life.
Slut. Oh.
Oh Lord, y'all heard that?
Y'all was past my bedtime.
all right. So we're gonna go ahead and
Thank
and,
you.
and shift gears here. But what is one thing that people don't realize about being in a drum line? Obviously, people just see us just playing drums and whatnot, and might think we're just being monkeys or whatever. But what do they not see? What we do?
What they don't see is, no disrespect to the dancers, the dance captain right here. Me personally, they don't see the work that we put in. The work before practice, the work after practice, how much time that we spend. Hold on, put the cameras on them too.
For real?
Put the camera on them too.
What is so funny?
They laughing at
Moses, man.
Jim Man Joe over there. That's walk past
This
the
guy
window.
walked past the window and he had like tactical gear on, but like he was pushing like 75. And the back of his shirt said tactical, but he had on like a bulletproof vest.
Oh, yeah, he coming-
And
he coming
was
for
just
you.
looking in
Oh
the
my
window.
God.
Orange and black.
It was orange and black. So that was just funny to me because I don't even think it was English. Like it said like
English.
It said like Tactica or something.
Oh Lord.
Oh
Tactic.
my gosh.
But what was the question again?
What's one thing that people don't realize about being in the drum line? Stuff they don't see.
How much work do we put in before, during, after practice? There be times the band practice over. We got band practice from 5:30 to 9 o'clock.
Right.
So okay, at 9 o'clock the band leaves. The drum line is still practicing in the back. The drum line practice on say we don't have practice or game Saturday. The band practice on Saturdays. Sometimes the drum line practice before the season even starts. So we have like drumline camp before band camp even starts. Even during the summer, or even in the spring semester,
So
drumline.
does the dancers, so does the
drum-
dancers.
Nobody asked. me.
Congratulations.
We're not interviewing the captain of the Dancing
Exactly.
Divas.
Well, you heard from me anyway. Continue.
But who beats do y'all be dancing to?
Good point.
According
I can't argue back with that.
according to Jamaica, Y'all don't need a band. Y'all just need a
they
speaker.
say y'all just
I
need
mean,
a
we just have a big bleacher.
Y'all just
So
need a
y'all just
speaker.
gonna walk around with a speaker?
Of course. I'll dance with it in my head. Or throw it around.
Girl.
Anybody come to see that oldest? Anyway. Oh, what's your motto? What's the
I
diva
don't
motto?
know. Continue.
First to be seen, last to be forgotten. I did not know that. Crazy.
First
Any-
to be seen, last to be.
Anyways,
Dang, you should have put your face on that.
but I feel like the amount of work that the drumline puts in. Me personally, I don't really think some people can handle being in the drumline.
Oh.
That's just me personally.
I mean, it's not for everybody.
I mean, yeah.
It's not
Yeah.
for everybody.
It's a lot of time. It's a lot of time that goes into being a part of the drumline. A lot of effort. You know, you have to be able to sacrifice going to every Torch Fest event, and sometimes you have to
Exactly.
sacrifice. Well, because we're in the band, and especially homecoming. Homecoming is like, I mean, yeah, the football game is cool, but homecoming is about the band. Uh-oh.
No, it is.
Homecoming is about the band.
It is.
People
Everything's
come
about
to
the
see the football game. Yeah, they do, but they also want to see the band. They line up to see the the band marching back. I'm sorry, y'all. It's just
Night.
this big window is really distracting people.
He
Just
needs to,
looking
also
in
need to
here.
get some curtains or something.
Yeah, he do.
Like,
But
He like,
you
what?
look like DeVito.
I'm gonna be honest though. This
Oh,
is
sorry.
kind of off topic,
Oh,
just
I
a little bit. But you wasn't done. My fault. No, go ahead.
Okay, so I was saying, you know, you have to sacrifice all of those homecoming events because we're in practice
Yup.
during every homecoming event. I haven't been to one homecoming concert the whole time I've been in college. I mean,
Have I been to
Only
one?
I haven't either, but
I
I haven't
haven't.
really even wanted
Yeah,
to.
me
I don't really
neither.
care for
The
them.
Artists
first-
haven't really been.
our freshman year they had Meat Mill, yeah.
Big Mel,
Okay,
Then they
then I went to
had
the
Baby.
baby, and
Sexy Red and the baby. Then
That
last
was so
year they
fun.
had-
Oh no, that was
Didn't we
Glorilla. That
have
was
Glorilla?
Torch Fest. That was Torch Fest.
It was.
Yeah.
I haven't been to a Torch Fest concert either because
They just had JT.
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't really care for it.
Yeah, me neither. But still, like if I wanted, like a lot of people in the band want to go see that type of stuff, and I mean you can. I mean you can, but you know
Not really.
I'm not gonna
Yeah,
lie.
you're
Also-
not supposed to.
I feel being in the band and then being in the drum line is two different
Yeah,
things.
it is. Like the band, they
Respectfully
might,
to all my band people.
yeah, they might be. Respectfully, Prince, we love
It's
you.
all love, bro.
But
It's all love, man.
what's it called? I'm not offended, but that should be a meme. But like the band, they can get away with stuff that the drumline can't.
The drum line is how the drum line the drum
That
line is
doesn't mean
held
that
to
the
a
band can
higher
skate.
a higher standard based on all coordinators. We're held to a higher standard than everybody else in the band.
The band puts in work though, so don't think that
Yeah.
you know the band don't be doing nothing just because the drumline might be held to a higher standard. They put in work as well. But go ahead, John. I'm sorry.
No, I was just gonna say this is kind of unrelated, but I honestly just want to know what this campus would be like if we just didn't exist. If the band just didn't exist, what would pep band games or basketball games look like? Because
People wouldn't be motivated to go.
we got to be the only entertainment on campus because we play at every single basketball game. We play at every single event on campus. The open house, new student orientation, anything that's going on, convocation, graduations, literally anything, baby showers, whatever you want to call it. That's what the band is playing at. But I just want to know what life would be like if we just didn't play.
You wanna know something funny? I saw on the Fizz. Yup. I saw on the Fizz. People be chatting on the Fizz. Oh, don't bring the band to the next game. Why the band gotta be practicing so loud, marching past campus? Well, join the band, and you because people. I think some people think being in a band is all cupcakes, lollipops, and easy. No, sweetheart. No, sweetheart.
I think people don't really realize how, no offense, how boring those basketball games would get or those football games would get without the band. Like,
Exactly.
okay, watching the football game is cool, but
There was
I'm not
one.
gonna say that.
There was one game last year. It rained, so the band didn't perform. Me and Aiden went to the. They played St. Aug.
That was the driest game I've ever seen. In my
I'm not gonna lie. I mean, maybe because it was raining.
I mean, it was pouring rain, but
But like, I'm not gonna lie. It was halftime, and like nothing was happening.
It was just silence.
It was literally like people were just
Mind you,
walking
the
around.
DJ was there.
No music?
No music. It was. It was music, but it was just silence. So just imagine going to a football game and there's no band, no halftime performance. Everybody's just sitting. I'm not
No,
gonna lie.
like,
I want that to
know.
happen. Like I just want us to not go to one football game and it be home and they go to the game and there's
That
no
happened
pregame.
before. It was
did?
raining really bad.
well,
No,
it-
I
we're
know.
talking about,
I'm
like, when it
saying
wasn't
a regular game
yeah.
where it's
Oh,
clear
okay.
skies and everything.
Oh.
And I
They're
just want
expecting
to.
the
I just
band
want to
to
see
be
how
there.
it goes. Like I want the band to be there, but we don't play. Like we don't bring our instruments, nothing. We're just there as students, and I just want to see just how much y'all don't want the band to be there, and just how much y'all
Oh my God.
or don't let us sound trash. We don't let us not practice, and we just sound terrible. And then let's see what they say about the band. Oh, and they hear other bands. Oh, our band. They y'all got to pick your poison. Do y'all want a good band, and do y'all want a good band that practices, or do you want a bad band that doesn't practice, and then other bands are?
Right.
And, I just had in my head. Dang. What was the question, real quick?
We didn't ask.
Well, it wasn't. The question's over. We were just talking about like what would it be like if the band just didn't play for?
Now what I was about to say. Mr. B said something. Mr. B said the band is the soundtrack of the campus or something like that. Without the band, especially during football season, stuff like that, bro.
And then if you look at it, when we're practicing and when we practice, we march down to the field every single day. It's about a mile long march or whatever. So when
mile.
Isn't it like a
No.
I'm sorry, back and forth is a mile.
Nah, I'll say back and forth is like 0.7 miles. Cause from CMRC to ELC, when I check people's location, cause I be checking, it says 0.3 miles. That's CMRC to ELC.
Well, it's not a short march. It's not an easy march. But when we
the route that we be taking be long.
When we be marching down, people be recording, they be dancing and everything. Those the same people that be like, why is the band practicing so early? So that we can produce good stuff. You have to practice in order to sound good or do good. If you don't study for a test, you're gonna fail.
Respectfully,
That's right.
respectfully to all the organizations, all the teams, all the groups on this campus. In my opinion, the band is the hardest working team, group, organization on this campus.
Jose about to get us cut off.
I don't. No. The band practices from mid-August before school even starts to even after school.
And we do practice all day.
Even when the football players hear our schedule, they be like, "Are you serious?
No,
like y'all
literally.
be getting here at 6 a.m.
Everybody that has
for
told
band camp?
Everybody that has told me that even they have busy schedules too. But everybody that has told me, yeah, I used to play snare, or I used to play in the drum line. I'm like, oh, why don't you join Bowie's drum? Why didn't you join Bowie's drum line?
Time confliction.
They be like,
Time
I'm
confliction.
not gonna lie, I can't get with y'all schedule. And I was like, what is there? Time confliction or something? And he was like, nah, it's just y'all just be busy. Like y'all always doing something. That's true. We start practice and that's not even the drum line.
Exactly.
The drum line starts practice. When do we start? In July. We start practice in July.
Like we be starting in spring, but let's say this. The band schedule, band practice goes from all the way from, so I'm gonna say like mid-August, like first week of August, to the end of May.
Yeah.
When the break doesn't matter because we still have performances.
Yep.
Sometimes we have performances over the summer.
Hey,
so
man,
yeah.
Life of a bandsman.
Yeah. So if you could play alongside any famous percussionist or band, who would it be? This could be personal or with the drum line.
I'm not gonna lie, I'll probably gonna say his name wrong because I can't really speak. Pedrito Martinez. Miles know who that is. World renowned percussionist. He was in Baltimore the other day doing like winter break. I would have went to his show, but I didn't have the money on.
Yeah.
Him. Mark Quiñones is a good timbale player. A lot of there's some people names I don't know off the top of my head, but a lot of old people that had influence in the Latin community music wise. Like I had the opportunity to play with Tito Puentes Jr., the son of Tito Puentes, the godfather of timbale. So, yeah. So I feel like any artist, honestly, I would wish to play for, no matter how big or how small. Any artist.
Well, we briefly talked about earlier, like how game days can get, and what to expect from that. But for you, from your perspective, from your point of view, from Jose's point of view, how hectic can a game day get?
Lord. I'm gonna just go off this one game day from this season. So game day call time be like what, 6-7 o'clock. We get there. Gerard already calling me. Is everybody here? Does everybody have this stuff? Yeah, Gerard. I gotta call people, see what people have. Blah 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 blah. Then I'm getting stuff from Mr. B, stuff from the drum major, information from them. Make sure we get this. Make sure we get that. Blah 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 blah. We have early field rehearsal. So before game, like at 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, we head down to the field. And then we come back at 10 o'clock.
Yeah, maybe get like 30 minutes.
Yeah, sometimes there was this one game day. The drumline didn't get no break. The drumline right after that practice, the field practice.
That was hot, man.
After that field practice, we came back and the drumline practiced again.
We don't talk about that.
That's okay.
And then, so technically, we still working. And so the drumline, well, the band as a whole is expected, once we step out that, once, the drummers go tweet, BSU up. Once we do that, the band is on go mode. There's no time for no error, no mistakes, nothing like that.
The drum line is on non-stop go.
Yep.
Like, when the band is sitting down in the stands at a football game, the drum line might get up and play. And even when the band is marching, whether it's a parade or a game, the drum line, we're playing.
Yep.
Constantly.
The drum line can't afford to get tired.
Literally.
So, like, as far as the morale of the drum line, how do you, like, as the captain over the past couple of years, like, what are some of the things you've done in order to, like, increase the morale of the drum line or, like, our spirits if you see people down or see people not, like, really in the mood?
Lead by example. Y'all can testify for me. Game days, I'll be trying to be as hectic as I can. People be like, "Oh, Jose acting delusional. Jose crazy. What's wrong with this boy? He should have taken that energy drink." I mean, hey.
Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do.
That game was different. Jose was on the bus. We had like a 6 o'clock call time, 6 or 5 o'clock call time, and Jose's on the bus, and he decided to drink an energy drink. Jose is already an energetic person once he wakes up. Like, once he wakes up in the morning and he gets...
I can switch it like this.
He can switch it like that, like he said. So he does not need an energy drink because he's already energetic. So everybody is sleeping.
Hey.
Jose drank his little energy drink. We did the game. We get back on the bus. Everybody is asleep. In my sleep, in my slumber, in my resting place, I hear Jose talking from the time we get on the bus to the time we get back to Bowie and get off the bus. Mind you, we wasn't close to Bowie either. Like, where were we?
We were somewhere down in Virginia.
Yeah, we were somewhere in Virginia, so it wasn't like just an hour drive. No, Jose talked, I think, for about 2 hours to himself.
I mean, hey.
Everybody else was asleep. And I was just like, this boy really sat here and talked from the time he got on the bus to the time he got off the bus.
If I don't have the energy, then y'all won't.
Yeah, I mean,
exactly.
So, like he said, that goes into him leading by example.
We got practice today.
Don't remind us. Y'all got me activated again. Anyway, Jose, have you ever had a performance go wrong?
A performance go wrong.
Yeah, or like anything crazy
Drop a
happened where you're
stick.
like, oh gosh.
A quince broke, something.
Yeah. You fell down to the ground.
I had there was one performance we had that I can remember off the top of my head. We was at the CIAA president or commissioner. You know, the band. We go to the airport. You know, we give a greeting, a welcome thing. What is going on out there?
Bro, they gotta close this window. They gotta get something for this window because
You taking pictures?
It's so
it's
distracting.
distracting.
Anyways,
It's distracting. Bro.
we was playing something. We was playing 948. We know what that is. Y'all don't, but yeah.
It's one of our cadence.
We played something, and then I dropped my stick, and that joint was like just in the middle of the tunnel. I was like, dang.
Hey man.
I think that was the only time. There was another time we was marching like through campus, and I dropped my snare stick. But I'm not gonna lie, it was like 20 degrees outside, so I couldn't even feel my hands. So I'm respectful. I don't really care about that.
Have you like missed the entrance, like maybe on the field or like when you're supposed to like start a tap off or something? Have you ever missed or messed up the tempo, something like that?
Not on game day.
Or like has it ever happened in
No,
practice?
during practice.
No, I haven't done practice. There be times I be having like brain farts. I'll be like,
There was one time, tempo was supposed to be, got. Jose said,
Nah.
got. I said, oh,
and then
Lord.
all you hear is
That was actually
dabbing
just
Gerard.
weird.
Dabbing Gerard.
Jose!
Hey, that's the time to make mistakes. Practice
How's
is the time to
that?
make mistakes.
Like,
But
no,
but when it comes to
that'd be
game
like,
time,
boy.
when it comes to game time, like performances, like halftime, like I be not overthinking, but I'll be like, I make sure that I think about it enough.
So that you don't mess up.
If you zoom in on me, maybe there be times I don't know if you can catch it. because the drum line's all in the back, and the hat's probably covering my face. There be times when like I'm about to call a dancer song or a color guard song, or songs for the dance routine. I'll be in my head. I don't stop playing, but I'll be in my head like this, cause I'm trying to think of the song, the next song as we're playing the song that we are playing now, without messing up the tempos.
Yeah.
And there's also been one time in high school. Well, this doesn't have to do with me. Well, it kind of does. We was doing this Black History Month performance. There was only one mallet. I needed the mallet for the gong, but the person in front of me, he needed it for some other instrument. This fool, I mean, I can call him a fool because I knew him since preschool. We went to the same school till 12th grade. This fool, I was like, hey, bro, pass me the mallet. This fool, he go like this, have the mallet, he go toss it behind him like that. I mean, he tossed it in the air. I was like, I called it. I was like, bro, what are you doing? And the band knocked this on that joint. She was like, come to my office after the performance. Not to me, to him. I was just like,
I was about to say.
I wonder how that looked from like the audience perspective. You just see a mallet in the air, just like.
But at least you caught it.
I did.
So last question, what advice would you give to someone who wants to join a college drumline or even somebody who is about to be a drumline captain or something? What advice would you give to them?
First of all, you have to know your stuff.
Facts.
You have to know your stuff. You can't lead a group or tell people what to do if you don't know how to do it yourself. Two, you can't make people do something that you're not willing to do yourself. So you can't be like, hey, bro, do this. And then you're like, well, I never did. I feel like as a captain, I don't want to say you can't make, but you can't do what you haven't done yourself. So asking someone to do something that you never did, to me, is kind of pointless. Mm-hmm. That's kind of like hypocritical. Patience. You need to have a lot of patience. Me personally, I always like to look on the bright side of things. No matter what the circumstances, always try to be positive and stuff like that. No, go ahead.
No, I was just saying that's a good mindset to have because, obviously when people come into a drum line, sometimes not everyone is as talented as you are. So you kind of have to like give people grace and like kind of allow them to work their way up and things like that.
Yeah. I don't know. I think I said this just already, but like willing to teach because not everybody's going to come here knowing everything.
You didn't say that.
That comes with patience a lot. Being able to be flexible. What else? What's the question again? So I just know.
Advice to anyone that's trying to join a collegiate drumline or any captains that are, starting.
So I feel like you spoke on people trying to be captains or leaders in the drumline. So now, what advice would you give to someone trying to join a collegiate drumline?
Know your stuff. Yeah, being able have your ability to play at the best that you can, because no one's expecting you to come to college knowing everything. You may be able to chop, you may be ahead of people, but you still don't know everything.
Mm-hmm.
But would you also say they should be willing to learn?
Yeah, don't be stubborn.
Willing to adapt too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Time management.
Yup.
Because collegiate drumline, collegiate band in general is very time consuming, especially drumline. Any drumline typically does more than the band because we are able to go and perform by ourselves. The band can't perform without the drumline, but the drumline can perform without the band. Like, that's obviously to the band.
And mind you, like what he just said just brought something to my mind. So to me, all the no offense to people in the bands, well, no matter what band you go to or band you're in, whether it's Bowie State, V State, Southern, whatever. To me, all I see is the band has to learn their warm ups and their music. The drumline has to learn drumline has to learn drumline warm ups, the band music, cadences, blocks, grooves, and other stuff like that. So the drumline doesn't really have time, to be messing around because on top of the band music, which is already a lot, we have to learn our own stuff as well. So make sure time management, stuff like that. Willing to learn flexibility. I'm not gonna lie. Get ready for some not long nights, but like you're gonna be very tired. Very tired.
Especially week of homecoming.
There's gonna be times you be like, dang, bro, I don't wanna do this. I'm not gonna lie. I don't wanna come to practice.
That's the same
That's me
with
right
class,
now.
though. That's the same with anybody. There be days where I'd be like, man, I do not feel like going to
That's
class,
just life.
but you gotta go. I mean, you gotta go to class. Like, just get it over. Just go to
Just
class and
life.
get it over with. Like, you sitting in your room doing nothing, just go to class.
Oh, and that also said this. You might as well make the most of it while you're here.
Yeah.
Don't
Who said that?
that
Shout out to that. That's the drumline coordinator.
don't just
That will sign you
don't
out.
try to have self whatever. Don't try
have to.
Have to.
have to do something, because then you will be like, then I feel like you're just wasting your time.
Yeah.
You're just wasting your time. You might as well have fun with what you're doing if you're going to be there, and especially if it's paying you.
Yeah.
Especially if it's paying you. Especially if it's paying for you. I mean, paying your school.
Yeah. I mean, that goes towards anything.
Yeah.
Job,
Exactly.
career, whatever field you're in.
I
You
feel
gotta
like a
give
lot
it
of
your
people
all.
don't like what they do, so, but they're getting paid, like job wise. A lot of people don't like their jobs and whatnot, so they're just doing it to get by. You
Right.
might as well just make the most of it. If you have to do it, you have to pay your bills, so you got to go to work.
Yeah.
Just make the most of it. At least you woke up this morning. There are people who can't get jobs, especially nowadays. There are people who can't get jobs, people who are being fired from their jobs. So just be grateful that you're in the position that you're in, to be able to still have your job, get paid for your job, be able to provide for your family, provide for yourself, hopefully live comfortably. Just keep on working and make the best of everything in life. Like, there's no point in walking around in life pouting and your head down and everything. Like, you're alive, so just make the most of being alive. There are people who are less fortunate than you, people who don't have the activity of their limbs. You do. People who can't speak, you can. People who are dead, you're living. Like, so just make the most out of life in general, not even just band, not just college, not just school. High schoolers, make the best of your position. Make the best of the fact that you're able to be in school. Make college students make the best of the fact that you're, like, look at the bright side. Like, there are people who can't afford college, even with federal loans and federal grants. So make the best of it while you're here. This is a moment that you should be able to enjoy. You're in college. This is the last moment before official adulthood, where you're paying bills and adulting gets real. Adulting is real already.
Adulting is already real.
Yeah.
Lord,
It's already
adulting
happening.
is already real. So just imagine when you're not in college and you have to pay bills, because if you want a roof over your
You
head,
gotta
you
do
can't
something.
stay in mama's house for the rest of your life.
Let me say one other thing. Like you said, what you just said. There's people that wish they was in your position. There's people that wish they can do what you do. There's people that wish that they was at where you're at right now. I'm not gonna lie, like with Aiden said with high school, make sure y'all take your school seriously. But especially in
You about
college.
to cry?
No.
Please don't. Because then this will take a hard turn.
Cause I'm not gonna lie.
No.
I'm not gonna lie. Like I said, when I was a freshman, well, for people that didn't know, I almost dropped out. I failed 2 semesters. I almost got kicked out of school, flunked out. So yeah, people that didn't know that. But when I got my stuff together, and I saw the people around me, and I was like, dang. Like, for example, Dream. I don't want her to get big hair or anything like that. But Dream is in the honors program. Dream has been able to do all this other stuff because she takes her school seriously. She gets her good grades and stuff like that. I'll be like, dang, bro. Don't get no big head, bro. I'll be like,
Say nothing.
I'll be like, dang.
Get over your head.
I'm humble.
Sometimes like better grades, not bad. I don't want to say this all the time, but like make the most of your college stuff so you can have good experiences, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So, y'all, this has been Across the Way. This was a good,
No, it's great.
good job, Jose.
Yeah.
Thank you.
This was a great interview. Honestly, very conversational. This is the type of stuff that we like to do here on Across the Waves. But before we let you go, Jose, I gotta say, don't get, like you said, don't get no big head. But, I gotta say a little nice stuff. Like Jose mentioned, he mentioned just a little bit. I'm not gonna put his business all the way out there, but for the people who know Jose, they know that Jose has been through a lot for how old he? 21. He's been through a lot for a 21-year-old. He's been through a lot of stuff that adults haven't been through. People who are much older than him, he's overcome a lot of stuff that they couldn't overcome. He's persevered through a lot of stuff that a lot of people wouldn't have the strength or the push to persevere through. And again, don't get no big head, but Jose has encouraged all of us. Jose has uplifted all of us in his worst moments. And I feel like that's something really hard to do, is to encourage people when you're discouraged or to encourage people when you're in a terrible place yourself. And Jose is very good at doing that. Jose always comes to practice. He always does the things that he doesn't have to do, but he just does it. He's great at sacrifice. He's a great friend, you know. He's getting himself together. He went from about to flunk out of school to a 3.0.
Technically.
A
Yes.
3.9, right?
Well, 2.95.
2.95, but
I say 3 point. I say
your
3.9.
3.0.
but your semester GPA last semester was a 3.9, right?
Yeah, in the fall semester, yeah.
So he went from what was your GPA when you was about to flunk out?
It was the term or like whatever.
Let's just say the term.
The my term GPA when I was about to flunk out was a 0.7.
His term's GPA was a 0.7.
Yup.
Now his term GPA is a 3.9. So that goes to show that if Jose can do it, certainly you can. So for all of my freshmen, no offense, no, but that's literally the bottom of the barrel. Like he was about to flunk out.
It was just the way you
Academic dismissal.
No, I'm
So a 3.9. That's honor
good.
roll for in college. What do they call it? Dean's
Dean's
list.
list.
He's made Dean's list the past 2 semesters, 3.
Well, this is my first time actually. I got 3.0s for like
Uh-huh.
3 times, but this is my first semester
Should've
getting
done a
these lists.
3.5.
Well, again, I say that to say for my freshmen that may have not done the best their fall semester, just make the best of where you are now. Like, take that, use it as a learning lesson, and just keep moving. There's no need in you dwelling on the fact that you failed your classes. There's no point in you dwelling on the fact that you're on SAP. You can appeal it, and just do better. Don't do the same thing that you did last semester and then try to have a pity party and whatnot because you didn't change or you didn't do better. So again, I say that to say Jose is a great person. He's a great person that you can, look up to. Jose, we appreciate you. We're so very glad to
Thank you,
have
thank
you
Can I say one more thing?
a part of our Across the Waves family. Go ahead.
I think I already said this earlier, but always look at the positives. Ooh, what?
Take your time.
Always look at the bright side of everything in life, no matter what battles you're going through, or anything like that. Because battles happen for reasons. Battles are to make you stronger, and it's to help shape the person that you are going to become in the future. So yeah.
Facts.
Well,
Beautiful.
this has been Across the Waves on A and B.
I'm Dream Burst Out.
I'm Jose.
Oh, sorry.
Oh.
No,
Go
no,
ahead.
no,
I didn't know if I.
no, no.
I'm Jose.
And John Q.
And we are out.
Boom.